Hello everyone, this is Olivia from Doss Tarot. I am going to be doing a energy reading. Now this isn't for any one person in particular, it's for whoever it resonates with. So any sign. Let's see, and today is, oh my gosh, is it already? The 17th of April. Gosh, it's going fast. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started and let's see what we come up with, because with these I have no clue. They surprise me, put it that way. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see these cards. So, energy reading for April 17th. Now this energy can go, it can have already have happened, or it might be happening real soon, and it can go out for weeks. Oh my gosh, the 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh. This is really feeling trapped, right? Oh my gosh. But the lid is half open. Do you see that? Or the top part, or whatever you want to call it. I call it a lid. But the angel that's in there, their wings can be free, but not their body. I've never thought about the 8 of Swords like this. It's almost, you know, when you think about the wings and this being possibly an angel, it's like there's no freedom here. There's no way out. The door or the cage, top of the cage is open some, but it's not enough to literally get out. And look at how complicated it would be. How are you going to get out of that cage and bring these wings with you without ripping them off? This makes it sound very complicated, very hard. If somebody is wanting to get out of a situation, I can see with this card here that it's going to be very tough. In it, I don't want to say that it's more of a physical entrapment. I think it's more of a psychological, somehow a psychological entrapment. I mean, even if that cage were to be, or that door all the way open, or that gate, whatever it's called, even if that's wide open, how are they going to be able to manipulate to get out with their wings still intact? It's like even if they can get out, there's still going to be some pain. This is pretty intense to begin with. Alright, let's see. The 10 of Cups. This could be somebody that feels trapped in a marriage. The 10s are endings, but the 10s can remain a 10 as long as there's, you know, two people that support each other and give and take to each other so that it continues to stay alive. Because if you don't nurture something, it will die. And I feel like somebody here feels extremely trapped in a marriage. Because when you look at the two together, the 10 of Cups is a beautiful card. So interesting, very interesting. It looks like the male is more like a fish. And I don't know, the female could be like seaweed. I wouldn't say an octopus. I almost thought octopus, but that's more like seaweed. So it seems like there's two people that are both watery. You know, they both are able to honor one another. And it's really sweet how they're holding hands behind the masculine's back. I don't take reversals in this deck, so I'm going to flip it back up this way and Look at this. This is the Two of Swords. And with this particular deck, or this card, see that it's like some kind of, it looks like the trunk of a tree that's been made into some kind of hat, but there's two birds on top. And this person's trying to decide which bird is going to be able to live here, because they can't both live here because they're not the same breed, or something like that. They're not the same. So one is going to have to go. One is going to have to go. Oh gosh. Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is making a choice between two. And of course, with it being swords, it's a mental thought. And so in somebody's mind, they're going to have to make a decision. What are they going to do? Are they going to stay where they are? Or are they going to do something else? Not necessarily another person, but it could be. The Ace of Wands. This is somebody that's trying to figure out what to do. This is like, that book is like trying to learn how to get out of this. It's like they're studying to see, is there any way out of this without all this hurt and pain? Oh my gosh. So now we have the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Cups. And I don't know if you guys watched my last energy reading, how I spoke about with this particular card. Remember, the Eight of Cups is walking away from an unfulfilling, emotionally unfulfilling or dissatisfaction in love. But look at what's happening here. We have two butterflies. We have two singing songbirds. We have two doves. We've got two dragonflies. And this little ladybug is just walking down the path by herself. Which to me, this is, instead of looking for cup number 9, I've heard a lot of tarot readers say, you know, that'll bring happiness. But this person, I believe, is looking for their mate, their match. Somebody that's just like them. Because look at the butterflies and the songbirds. They all are about the same. They look the same. They probably sound the same. Oh my gosh. So somebody is wanting to, somebody feels trapped in a marriage, and yet at the same time they're so desperate to look for somebody that's just like them. And maybe whoever this reading is for, maybe you already know who that is. Who's that person that has the same ladybug? You know, who is it that's similar to you, that's like you? They look the same. They act the same. They talk the same. They think the same. Oh, this to me almost sounds like looking for a soulmate. Because usually those two people are a lot alike, and they understand each other so they can support each other. Oh my gosh, the Ten of Swords. Another 10. The Ten of Cups with the Ten of Swords. Somebody definitely here wants to have an ending, because the tens are endings. But again, the tens are not complete until the card reverses. But in this particular deck, there is no reversals on these, but you could read it the same as you would a normal tarot deck, but I'm choosing to read these upright. Because eventually we'll get to the truth, or to the end. But the Ten of Swords here is telling me that somebody just feels, again, remember, swords are thoughts. It's almost like these, oh my gosh, I didn't notice that before, but those little sticky things that are sticking into this person's hair, those are needles, like sewing needles. Can you see where the hand is? There's that open little hole at the top where you thread it. Like, for instance, right over here, you can see it really clear. Somebody feels stitched in. Somebody feels manipulating. And they're just sitting there taking it. Oh God. I feel sad for this reading. I feel more sadness than hurt. Now we have the Two of Pentacles again. We have the Two of Swords and now the Two of Pentacles. We got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Swords. And we got the Eight of Swords with the Eight of Cups. We got duplicates here. Isn't that interesting? 2, 2, 10, 10, 8, 8. Something's about to be revealed. Oh, ignore this. I'm sorry, I forgot to put these down. I've always said that Two of Pentacles is like a balancing act. This is somebody that's really, really thinking about two different situations and trying to balance both. And I don't know that it's going to work. If they just go off balance one time, they could fall and lose both. And she's balancing the coins on the infinity sign, which is that 8 that lays sideways. That's the divine's infinity, which means this energy will always be here until something is let go. Oh my gosh. The Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is being happy. Or, more than anything, it's a wish come true. Very similar to the Sun card, which is or the Star card, which is also a wish come true. But that's wish upon a star. This is just somebody, this is a wish come true for somebody. And it would make somebody happy. Let's keep going. The Nine of Cups, by the way, also talks about having a lot of friends. People that you can feel comfortable with. People you might be able to, go out and celebrate with. Or people that are like you. That kind of energy. The Chariot. Now here's an action card. The Chariot in the upright talks about the balancing of the dark side and the light side. It's a balancing act. And when something is balanced, the road ahead is less troublesome. So to me, I feel like somebody is seriously thinking about taking a leave. Because it also talks about it being one of the fastest energies in the deck as far as traveling. Somebody that really is... Oh, look at this. Is that a snail? This thing here is, the Chariot looks like a snail, right? But then so does her hair. So this is somebody that's definitely in balance because they're riding the same thing that they have on their head. And she's got the harness or the look at his little antennas. Each one is tied off so that when she turns it this way, it's kind of like riding a horse. It goes that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like she's got it under control. This person is under control. They know exactly where they're going, probably. Four of Swords. Now, with the Four of Swords, it makes me think that there's something, after all of this is said and done, after all of these thoughts, you know, wanting to leave a situation, trying to make a decision, you know, which one stays, which one goes, and trying to really study and figure out what is the best move. And this is somebody that's looking for their, I think, their soulmate or their partner that's just like them. And whoever this reading for, it feels like they're just letting people pick their mind, and they're just sitting there allowing it to happen. But they are also, don't think they're not thinking, because the Two of Pentacles is trying to make a decision as well. This is thinking about it, and this is physically doing it. And I'm assuming that with the card being here, the Two of Pentacles, after thinking about it, they finally are going to make a decision. And the decision may have already been made with the Chariot here. This is somebody that's ready to take action. And this is somebody that is wanting to go to a place where they're happy. Not pinned in. Not being manipulated. And not having to worry about finding a soulmate or just walking away. I think this is somebody that's looking for a soulmate. Somebody that's just like them. It could be a partner. But with all of this said and done, what I was getting at was the Four of Swords. It's going to be time to take a huge break and just do some resting. Let your energies become more balanced again after all of this turmoil. Balance it. Because when you're balanced, that's when you can make your best decisions. If you're one way, this way, and that way, it's like you won't be able to make a good balance. Because let's say this is the ego and this is the soul. The ego's always going to want their way, and that's more of earthbound. The soul is more spiritual. So you got to somehow figure out how to get the two balanced so that you don't do more of one thing over the other. It's going to take a balancing act for harmony and peace. Then, once you get to that point, then you can make a proper decision about what you really want to do. And again, a lot of this could just be somebody's mind is going through all of this. It's somebody that's married. Or either that they're married or they're in a deep commitment. I feel like it's a marriage thing. And then on the bottom of the deck, the Six of Cups. I think there's a soulmate connection here, because the Six talks about reminiscing about somebody from the past. Look at she's got little, it's like small children. There's 3 of them. And she's just watching them. And this is, the bigger person is somebody that's thinking in the past. It's kind of like the regular deck, you know, with children in it. Except this is a grown person looking back in their past and just reminiscing. Remembering how times were. She looks very calm and relaxed and just thinking. And wishing, probably. That's precious. Okay. I'm not gonna do the clarifying cards because I don't want it to cloud your ideas. Because the last one I think I did do clarifying cards, but what I am gonna use is this new little deck that I have. It's really thin, and it's got a lot of advice, and also has I don't know what you would say, recommendations or confirmations. Let's see what we come up with. So I'm gonna probably do 3 at a time. I'll do this 3, and this 3. Here. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. All right. Only in the darkness can we see the star. Isn't that interesting? Let me reread that. Only in the darkness can we see the stars. And that makes sense. It's only when we're going through our roughest times is when we can see the stars in a way out. Possibly. Kind of like wishing on a star. Kind of reminds me of the star card in the regular deck. Oh, look at this. Celebrate the little things in everyday life. And she's cracked open a bottle of champagne. And the things that are flying out are a key, a rose, a 4-leaf clover, a horseshoe, a bunch of little hearts. And there's one thing down there. I cannot figure it out. I've looked through the magnifying glass. To me, it looks like there's a ladder on top of a wedding ring. And the very top thing looks like a top hat. Or a doorknob. I think it's more of a doorknob. It's hard to see. I know you guys won't be able to. I don't think this camera can pick it up because if I go too close, it gets real fuzzy. But if I stay out, you can at least kind of see what I'm talking about. And then over here, I'm going to shuffle again. See that book? Remember I told you this is somebody that's studying a situation. And it says here, knowledge and learning empowers you. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And it does. This is with the mind. Learning knowledge into the mind and then making a decision. Excuse me. You are in co-creation with the universe. So whoever this reading is for, just know that you're in co-creation with the universe. The universe is there waiting for you to create something so they can bring it to real life. But remember, that's manifestation, or you can do it through prayer. But you also have to remember that when you do that, you have to believe that it's going to come true. But also, the first thing you need to do is make sure you know exactly what you want. Because if you just vaguely think of something, that might come in. So make sure that you know exactly what it is that you want. What part of your life needs something changed or something embettered or something like that. Something that you are going to be happy with. Something that you really, really want. Once you've made that decision, then you start praying or manifesting, whichever system you use. I call them both the same. The Chariot here with the other two. Listen to your inner compass. Isn't that interesting? The compass with the Chariot reminds me of our GPS systems on our phone when we're traveling. Listen to your inner compass. But in this sense, it's more like listening to the inner heart. The heart will guide you where you want to go or what you need to do. That's why you're co-creating here. And then once you co-create, then the heart will know what it is you need to do. This is the dreaming and the praying and the manifesting. And this is the results. And then this is the action that needs to be taken. Somebody is going to make a decision here. Somebody seems very calculated, not calculated in a bad way, but very precise, or something like that. Now the Four of Swords, what is this about? You have the ability to prosper. Well, that makes sense. But the Four of Swords is about taking a time out and meditating, thinking about things, and resting and healing. And again, once you get that balance within your psyche, just like I was talking about with, I don't remember which card I referred that to, but the Chariot, if you're not balanced and stay balanced, decisions you make are going to be scattered, and it's not going to be the real thing. So they're telling you that once you complete all of this, if you claim this reading, then you will have the ability to prosper in probably in just about anything you can imagine, because it takes a lot of imagination. You have to stretch your dream that you want to come true and then manifest from there. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I did. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing if you haven't done so already. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, namaste. Bye-bye.